Oh man, I tweeted out he deserves some credit, man.
Boy, he kept the game close.
He got up to 18 miles an hour. That's an offensive tackle.
What's the solution moving forward? We got week 3 next week. We got the LA Rams coming up. We got about 20 minutes left here on the post-game show with you guys on up on the screen with me, guys. Appreciate you joining, and hit that like button, everybody. Thanks for being here. With the Rams coming up, then you got the Bucs, and then I think in 5 you have Denver, and then you got the Giants, Vikings.
Well, you're already off the bat. You're worried about the Rams. You're already off script.
Right. All right. So worried about the Rams. What's the solution to this Eagles offense that does look stagnant through the first couple of weeks?
No solution. Just go play 60 minutes of ball and see how the first month.
And
figure it out.
The personality of that game might be a little bit different. So you might be forced to take some more chances, or you may be forced to throw the football down the field. And maybe it looks better. Maybe you open things up a little bit. Maybe you're forced to do it. And speaking of the Eagles kind of learning, last year, the most impressive thing about Vic's defense was so few. I talk about it all the time. And now you're seeing the opposite side of it, where you see some of the blown coverages. They had so few blown coverages last year. It was amazing. Considering how complicated it is for younger players, and Quinyon and Cooper were so good. Sean McVay, I talked to Britton Covey about this because he's good friends with he spent the summer with the Rams, but he's also good friends with Puka Nacua. Puka used to live with his family, and they work out all the time. What Sean McVay, that I have not seen anybody else in football do, he will release Puka Nacua through the B gap, through the middle of the offensive line.
They ran a jet sweep today on a touchdown run.
Yeah. And people lose their mind. They don't know what to do.
Yeah. He had like a 38-yard TD run, bringing him wide, coming back inside, and he didn't take it wide. He cut it back up into the B gap.
Yeah, but he runs routes through the B gap. And you have to be a really, really physical player, because if you're smart,
that's on the safety.
And if the defensive line gets you can just knock him the freak down.
And that's what I would. I put an elbow on him.
Yeah. But people are so unused to seeing it. I think it takes them by surprise. So that's one of those things I love about football. Nobody else does it. He does it. And he's such a big physical guy. I'm sure he's gotten hit, but he can do it. But this Rams team is a good team. Now, Kansas City, look, they might make the playoffs if they can hold their water, if they can get back into it, if they can win a game or two, stay at 500, get Rice back, get Worthy back. They could be a playoff team. Dallas, probably not. This is the first legitimately good team I think the Eagles will be. So I think it'll be a good test.
Hey, John, can you do us a favor tomorrow when you go over there? DeVonta Smith came down on his back. I wonder how he comes out of that game, because Jalen addressed it today also at the post that, he came down and he was playing a little hurt in the ball game there. Because him, John, he guy's like a Gumby dude. I mean, this guy's never hurt.
Looked like he came right. Yeah, it came right down on his tailbone, probably.
Yeah.
No, tomorrow's all Zoom stuff. We won't be down there till Tuesday. That's when we'll talk to Kevin Patullo.
Is that coordinator day? Is that coordinator day? Okay.
Wednesday is open locker room, so that'll be the next time we get to see the players. And we'll get a better indication, obviously, on who's hurt coming out of the game. Unfortunately, I'm not there, so I don't know what's going on from an injury standpoint. So, but a couple guys look banged up. Jalen looked banged up. Jalen Carter, not Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he was grabbing on his wrist or something. Yeah.
Dory Jackson looked like he hurt his thumb early in the game. Came back, taped it up.
Dickerson was limping.
Dickerson's always limping. Jordan Davis with those cramps or whatever it was. Hopefully that was just the heat.
Yep.
So a couple things to keep an eye on.
I thought Jordan Davis had a good game today.
Yeah, I think he's playing well. I think the I think the weight loss is helping him a lot.
More reps.
More reps, definitely, and seems to be more productive. Guys, I want to talk to you real quick, last couple minutes here. I want to talk to you about Andrew Makuba. John, and I'm going to go to you first on this. And the one thing I want to ask is he playing as well as people are thinking, or is the splash play making up for everything? You know, and he had 6 tackles today, 2 stops, an interception, and 1 pass defended, and half a sack. It's pretty clear he's a weapon and can be used as a weapon. It's only his second game as a pro. What's your thought on Andrew Makuba so far?
Well, did you see the interception?
Yeah. Bounced right through.
Was that Andrew Makuba making a play, or was that Johnny on the spot?
Yeah.
That wasn't a Reid interception. That was a lucky interception.
Now,
kind of why
I think he's playing fine. I think he's playing fine. I don't think he's playing poorly. I think there was some good. There was some bad. Getting run over by Patrick Mahomes, you don't want. On the other hand, I mentioned that stop. He stoned Hollywood Brown to keep him from getting a first down. But if you look, he had a half a sack with Zadarius Smith. So, he's been good as a sort of blitzer, which I didn't see coming. But I do think, to your point of it, if you just look at the box score in football, that's a bad way to look at football, because sometimes interceptions are you're making a play, and sometimes interceptions are, somebody tipped the ball or somebody dropped the ball and you're happen to be there. So I think you got to be very careful with that stuff.
Sales, your thoughts on Andrew Makuba so far? 2 games.
To John's point, sometimes the coordinator puts you in a position to make plays. And that's what Vic's scheme sometimes does. I think, like I said, coming out of the Dallas game, coming out of this game, he's a rookie, man. They kind of get passes with me because they're learning the sport and they're learning game tempo and they're learning how to cover. Look at what we saw with Cooper DeJean a year ago. He was playing so good, and then he got taken to the woodshed by a guy like Adam Thielen, who's one of the best route runners. He's not a spectacular player in any sense of the word in NFL history, but he's a pro's pro. These guys are going to go through bumps and bruises on how they do things and how they're going to have and fit into these defenses. So I think he's okay. And I guarantee you, come Tuesday, when Vic is asked a question about him, Vic's going to do what he did last week. He's going to go, he's getting there. He's getting there. I mean, I'll tell you this, I'm encouraged. His trend is going up. But to sit there and say that,
I'm very encouraged. But yeah, Jeff, to Sills' point, Vic said he blew a couple of coverages.
Yeah, he got beat in a couple of coverages.
Yeah. So, but I think it's all positive. Yeah. I think, he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
So I think from and stuff like that, where it will help, it'll give you confidence when you make a big play and you make an interception at the goal line. And that thing could have been a pick 6. By the way, how about that Josh Simmons chasing him down?
Oh, man. I tweeted out he deserves some credit, man.
Boy, he kept close.
He got up to 18 miles an hour. That's an offensive tackle.
Hey, John, the last time I saw something like that was when, Eric, what's that guy? The offensive lineman, Larry Allen, on a Monday night game. Remember, he ran down that guy from 50 yards out when he were playing the Saints. They threw a pick, and he ran that dude.
Hey, you know what?
Came close.
If that were Will Shipley, Eagles fans would be shitting all over him. He got chased down by Josh Simmons.
Got chased down by a 500-pound old lineman. Not good.
That was you got to put the cap there to Josh Simmons. Man. That was impressive stuff. All right, guys. We talked about a lot of the offense here and the defense, and here's our man Jeff Kerr, John, the statistician, as we call him. But I think the Eagles.
Jeff will be on tomorrow, by the way.
And John, I think I think there's a pro and a con to this, because you talked about the Eagles offense and you said they're just too conservative. And I agree with you. And I think this is the reason why. Jeff Kerr tweets, over the last 19 games, the Eagles have 8 giveaways and 39 takeaways. Now, everybody can do the math on that, but they're winning the turnover margin or turnover differential by a wide margin. And I think they're so in love with that They are not willing to put the ball at risk to get a big play, and they're good if they win the turnover margin. And look, they win the turnover margin today. It was ugly, but they win the game again. And I think they're real. I think that's really what's happening.
It's funny because I get a lot of crap for criticizing Jalen Hurts, and I want everybody to put up their, take off their earphones and listen closely. I'm the one who says they are unfair to Jalen Hurts because they don't trust him enough. It all harkens back to the 2-2 start last year. And they turned it over too much. We can all agree with that. We can all stipulate to that. But I also think game 4 was in Tampa, where they had no Lane Johnson, no A.J. Brown, no DeVonta Smith, and it was a shit show as predicted. And they overreacted to that. Now, they won the Super Bowl. So from their standpoint, they're like, see, it worked. And they're continuing it. But they're not going to win another Super Bowl by continuing to play the way they played in weeks 1 and 2. So you can point to that, and we'll talk to Jeff about that tomorrow. Obviously, it's an impressive stat. Obviously, they value that stat, as I explained, more than that, and explosive plays more than any other. But there's a give and take to it. And you're decreasing.
Hey, John, I saw more explosive plays yesterday and Temple getting killed by Oklahoma. I'm kidding.
That's true. Did they score? No, that was Villanova. Who did Villanova play? Villanova played somebody, didn't they?
Yeah. Who'd they play? Yeah. Did they play Oklahoma? Was that the team they ended up playing? I don't know. Holy cow. John,
But
would you not agree one thing, though? The offense itself is not very complicated. It
hasn't been complicated for years. Yeah,
I mean, it's just not a very creative.
But there's nothing wrong with that. You're Jimmy Johnson's buddy. Ask Jimmy about his deep.
Run
his
right,
offense.
run left, play defense. Let's go home. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.